Super excited about the project that we're going to do today. So the main ingredient is this. I'll show you everything else in just a second. But this is a $5, what is it, wooden photo frame box from Dollar Tree Plus. I've seen these at Hobby Lobby. You can get this idea a lot of different places if you don't have a Dollar Tree Plus. So this is what we're mainly going to be using. As you are hopping on, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Feel free to sprinkle. Feel free to ask questions. All that normal jazz. We're also going to be using some watercolor paper that is white-ish. I wish it was a little bit whiter. But this is Grumbacher 30 sheets 8x8 watercolor paper. And it's 140 pound. And that's the thickness of it. And I picked this up at Walmart. We're going to be using either this snow or this snow. I haven't decided. This is Target. This, I think it was Dollar Tree. We're going to be using white paint. This is just that basic Waverly white paint. Some tape. Some Jenga blocks, maybe. These are from Dollar Tree. We're going to be using this palette knife because I am loving it. We're probably going to use some of these little white, what are these called? Brush trees that came a package of 6 from Dollar Tree. And then we're going to be using this stencil, which says Home for the Holidays. And you're probably thinking, that's not going to fit. It doesn't look anywhere near close to the size. I'll show you what we're doing. Alternatively, we're not going to actually do this one, but I want to show you this idea as well. This is a beautiful stencil. It says, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." Psalm 119, verse 105. It's a beautiful stencil. And we'll just be using some basic black chalk paste. Okay, I think that's, and a little hot glue. Those are the main ingredients. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is take your box apart. This one just has those little, I don't even know what these things are called, that just bend. You can just use a knife or, you know, a tool to bend them up. Okay, and then I'm going to pull them out, because I don't want them. Come on out. And I'm not saving them, so let me just toss these. Of course, I dropped one on the floor. Okay, and once you do that, this part is going to come out. Initially, I was thinking that this was glass. But it's that, I don't know, clear plastic. It will work just fine. And it's going to have the sheet. And then it has a piece of wood that you could do something cute with that if you wanted and put it back in. But we're just going to hang on to this wood and we'll use it another day for some type of a project. I'm not a big waster. I like to hang on to things, okay? Then what you're going to do, using your white Waverly paint, or whatever white paint you have, acrylic, chalk, craft, whatever, is you're going to paint the whole entire box and the lid. Okay, and that is super boring to watch, so I've gone ahead in the steps, and I'll show you that in just a minute. I did one coat. I didn't do a super thorough job, and I don't think it's going to matter one single bit. Okay, so here is my box. I even painted the underneath of it. Oh no, I didn't. I meant to, but I didn't get to it. Okay, so now I'm going to put my little plastic back in here, and I'm just going to put a little teeny dab of glue in the corners to hold it. I tried using those little prongs and you could see them, and I don't want to be able to see it. Okay, and I've got some glue strings on here. You find a paper towel. Oh my gosh, this project is so cool. So let me ask you right now. Okay. When you see this, what do you think? Me, I think of a shadow box. And that's basically what we're going to build with this box that was meant to have a photo in it and was just this natural wood. Okay? So, I want to get this darn string off. I want to use this stencil. We're going to do a black and white design that's going to be just amazing. I want to use this stencil, but can you imagine how difficult it would be to get it into the back of my little box? I think I could probably do it, but it would be difficult. So instead of that, we're going to do it on some watercolor paper, and then I'll just cut it out and put it in the box. So let me show you this step. All right, and this stencil I have used 3 times, I think. I always label the back so I know what it is, so I know which side to put it back on. This is a little tacky towel, but you could fuzz on a top on a pair of jeans, on a low lint kind of a towel. Just don't fuzz it on a big terry cloth, you know, robe or something like that. Okay, so let me set this right here and take my piece of watercolor paper out. So these are 8x8 watercolor paper. Grimbacher is the brand from Walmart. I don't remember how much I paid, but it wasn't expensive. It had 30 pieces, and I like having this 8x8 size. Okay, I think this is the front, and I'm just going to take my stencil. I do want to warn you one thing. These stencils from Magnolia are awesome, and they are quite sticky. So if you're going to use them on any kind of paper, you want to really thoroughly fuzz them, or better yet, use an old stencil that you've used a bit before. Okay, and I'm just going to lay the backing sheet underneath this. Okay, so I've got it on my piece of watercolor paper. We're doing a black and white theme. It's going to be beautiful. If I can get my black and white, my black chalk piece open. Okay, and I'm just going to give it a quick little stir to keep your chalk pastes in good shape. First of all, don't stock up on them because they have a shelf life. I think the company says 6 months, but you can keep them alive longer than that. But you're going to want to do a little chalk paste care every now and again and stir them and add, if they're thick, some distilled water. Okay, there's your little public service announcement for the day. I don't know if this is going to be too much or not. Okay, this stencil is adorable when you do the different pieces, different colors. But for this project, we're just doing black and white. So I just have plopped my chalk paste on here. I'm planning to not do this tree. I did it in the one that I'll show you in a few minutes. And it was cute. I think I need a smaller squeegee. It was just fine, but I think I would like it better without the tree. Okay, I've got it on there. I'm going to take my excess off with the flat side of the squeegee, just the big globs, and then I'm going to stop Don't keep going over and over and over and over, because that is when you're likely to go outside of your bounds or get it all over your hands, which is what I have just done. Just get that off before I remove my stencil. Okay, this is what it looks like. And just pull it off, slow and gentle. This is the most adorable, oh my gosh, stencil ever. Okay, I'm throwing it face down in my little tub of water over here until I can get into my kitchen to clean it up. Make myself some room here. And this is what I have. What do you think? Is that so cute? Oh my gosh. I'm thinking that this stencil in particular may be one of the ones that they'll sell out of this year because it is just, it's just way too cute. Okay, so I'm going to set this to the side to dry for a minute so I don't mess it up. And the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I made a pattern for my box so that I could just trace it on my pieces and cut it out. Okay, so what I did is I took this clear plastic piece and I put it in my box, and then I just measured how far from the edge of the plastic to the side and to the bottom. And I think it was 3/4 of an inch bigger. And then of course my pattern was a little bit too big, so I had to cut that down just a little bit. Okay, so this was my pattern, and see, it just fits nicely in there. Come on out. Okay, and before I came live, I did that house. It's all dry. And you can see on this one, I did it off center and I included the Christmas tree. This is what we're going to put into this box. Although I think if I was doing it again, I would just do the house. I don't know. They're both pretty cute. But let me show you how you cut it out. This was one that I did with this beautiful stencil, just to see how it would look. We'll cut it out, we'll pop it in and see what it looks like. And I just did the beautiful lantern. Okay, so this is my pattern. This is computer paper. Nothing fancy. I do want it to be straight. Okay, I have a pencil. Oops. Okay. This idea that we're making today, we're doing it in black and white, but what I want to tell you guys is that you could do this idea of creating a shadow box, and it's going to be adorable, so stay with me. You could do it with any one of the stencils from Magnolia, DIY.com. There's some really cute ones that you could do red and green, or light blue and red, or you know, metallic, whatever you want. And you can paint your box or stain your box however you want as well. So I'm showing you this one, but I don't want you to think that this project is limited to a black and white look, because it's definitely not. So I did nothing to treat my paper before I stenciled on it with black chalk paste. And I didn't spray it or anything after. Whichever one I end up with, it's going to be inside of this box, and I don't really think there's any reason why you need to treat it or do anything different. Okay, so let's just plunk it in here and see what we think. That could be pretty. It's not going to make sense with the Christmas trees, okay? But I just wanted to give you that visual that you can do a lot of different things. Also, I wanted to show you that beautiful stencil. Okay, come on out. Come out. All right, so we're going to work with this one. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some two-sided tape in each corner. What do you guys think? This is one of those projects this morning that I bought these boxes at Dollar Tree Plus last week. And I carried them from they've been sitting on the kitchen table. I carried them into my craft room and I was like, these kind of remind me of shadow boxes. And that's how this idea was born. And then I was in a black and white mood. So just put my tape in all the corners. Pretty cute right now. What do you guys think? But I think it could be even cuter. There's a couple more steps, so stay with me. Don't leave yet. I think it could be even cuter with some Christmas trees in it, and that is why I had said that if I was doing this project again, I probably would not have this tree here. Can you guys see it? There you go. But we're just going to put some trees in front of that and say good. And so I'm just going to put a little blob of glue. These little bottle brush trees are white. And like I said, they came in a package of 6 from Dollar Tree. And it's Crafter Square Christmas trees. 6 pieces. They also had these, which would be cute too. But I'm doing a black and white theme, so that's why I'm going with this. Okay, and I'm trying to decide if I want a big one and 2 small ones. I think so. One more and let's put it right here. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Okay, let me show you a couple more things. Pretty cute, huh? Now, if I was doing the house in the center, you could use all 6 of these and you could put 3 on each side. You could. Okay, so why did I have the Jenga blocks out earlier? The reason why I had them out is because I don't know if you noticed the shape of this. So it doesn't quite sit up straight. It leans back just a little bit, and you might like that. But if you don't, you could hot glue a couple of these little Jenga blocks on the bottom, and it would sit up perfectly straight. What do you think? I think I'm gonna not do it on this box and maybe do it on that other. But that is an option. These little Jenga blocks, they're called, they came from Dollar Tree. They're called tumbling tower blocks, and they're in the children's toy section. So you would just glue them, you know, on the bottom, and they would make it stand up. You could do 2 or 3. They would make it stand up completely straight. Okay, alternatively, depending on what you chose, you could paint some of these little wood Christmas trees and put them in there, or you could do this snowman and put it in there. honestly, there are a million different things that you could do. Okay, and to finish this off, well, no, I still have to do the front, but to finish it off, I would take some of my snow. This is snow from the front part of Target where they have their $1, $3, and $5 items. And this is snow from Dollar Tree, but it has a little opalescence in it. So when I am finished with the project, because I'm going to be picking it up a few times, we'll put some of this on the bottom. And if you want, you could even use some of that white, it's like felt, and you use it with your Dickens Village stuff. You could put some of that in it. You could put a bunch of Mod Podge in there and put the snow on that. There's lots of options. Okay, so what I think is going to make this really stand out, you might have noticed and thought, uh-oh, she has a mistake on there, is we're going to use the palette knife to do some edging around this center. And that is so easy to do. I am just going to take a little blob, it's not going to even take very much, of this same black chalk paste. And you could do this with a bright color too, that I used to do the watercolor paper. Oh gosh. Okay, so sorry. And I'm gonna, this is a palette knife, and it comes a set of 2 at Dollar Tree. I know you guys think that I must be at Dollar Tree every day, but I'm really not. Or at Walmart every day, but I'm really not. These are not new. I've used these so much. So they're just plastic palette knives. And how you use it is you hold it like this, and you're just going to dab it in your medium and take a little bit of that off. And then you're going to go around the edge. And it's just going to pull up just a little bit. Let's see what it's looking like already. I think it's going to be beautiful. I may regret having glued the plastic thing in. We'll see if I can get to that other edge. So it's just, the high parts are just scraping a little bit of my chalk paste off. I think I'm going to do this part too, so let's keep going. But let's see if I can get this inside part. Oh yeah, and because we're using chalk paste, if I hated it, I could wash it off with an antibacterial wipe or a paper towel and some water. I might have to repaint my wood in that area just a little bit because it might leave kind of a little stain. But it's not like paint, it's not permanent, and it's great to work with. Look how cute it's looking already. Maybe just a touch of red to pop. Well, you know what I was thinking? You know how at like Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby, they have those little teeny green wreaths that have a little teeny red bow? You could put that where the wreath is on this house. I'm going to turn my ring light off when I'm all finished here so that you can see better. Okay, what the heck? let's just do this edge too. I am going to try not to turn into a palette knife crazy person, but it's really fun to do the edges with this. I mean, really, really, really fun. And I love the way it looks. So this would look so cute. Just standing up. You do the Jenga blocks if you want or not. And sitting, you know, on a shelf, a bookshelf, or sitting on a little table or on your mantle. There's so many things that you could do with it. Let me get this off my hands before I go on to the next thing. What do you guys think so far? This stencil is amazing. So if you want a link to the stencil, Home for the Holidays, or to this one, because this one's pretty amazing too. Whoops. Or to chalk paste, or to anything else, really. Just say link or Home for the Holidays or whatever in particular you want me to get you a link for, and I'll put it here. I'll put it as a reply to your question or comment here, so that it'll be easy for you to get to look at what you want to look at. Okay, so then the last thing I would do is add, oh gosh, and I just got this, did I smudge that? No, but I got it on my hands again. So I would just add a little bit of this fake snow. And I may come back and put some Mod Podge on here so that boy, I really did not use very much. You could use as much as you want. And I don't think you'll really be able to see that. Well, maybe you can. Let me turn off my ring light. So the box has a magnet that holds it shut, which I think is really nice. And if you're watching on Facebook and these comments right here are in your way, you should be able to swipe them left or right or up or down, and they should go away. If you're watching on YouTube, you won't have that problem. But I will get close-ups of it. Isn't it cute? Oh my gosh. I will get close-ups of this project, and I'll put the pictures in the comments here and also just separately on my page. Yes, the box came from Dollar Tree, and it came from a Dollar Tree Plus. Okay, so I know not everybody has a Dollar Tree Plus where they live. You might have a Dollar General and be able to get something like this. It was $5. It was in the $3 and $5 aisle. And it had this piece of wood in here underneath the plastic. And I took the wood out so that we could see through it. And then I put the clear plastic back in. If you missed the start of this video, as soon as I'm not live anymore, you can come back and rewatch it from the start and get the supply list and you know everything there is to know about it, if you would like. And just get this up here in case anyone wants to take a screenshot, because I know you guys like to do that. I am thrilled with how it turned out. And you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, I really like the house off center. So here's the one that we just made. We didn't do any trees. So I would cut this one with my pattern to the size and put it in there And then we would do the trees on both sides, probably with this one. But this is so cute. Oh my gosh, there's got to be a million other things that we could do with this. Yeah. Okie dokie. Does anyone have questions? The little trees totally make it. Yes, they do. And these came from Dollar Tree. They had silver too, which might be really pretty. They also had these little green ones. And if you were going to do bright colors, it would be fun to get some little bottle brush trees that were pink or light blue, or, you know, I don't know if you guys saw this project from a few days ago. I'm calling these my cotton candy tulle Christmas trees. You can find bottle brushes in these colors that are small. And you could do your chalk paste in those kind of bright colors, and you could just do your house in those bright colors too. So this whole thing cost me probably $6 or $7 in total. That stencil I will be able to use many times this year, next year, and probably the year after. So I'm not counting that in the cost of this, because that's just one use of it. And we used about 15 cents worth of chalk paste. So super affordable craft project with a ton of personality. And I want to see, if you guys decide to do this project, I definitely want to see pictures, especially if you decide to do, you know, some bright colors or something kind of different. And I have a group called Dreamy DIY. If you haven't joined that yet, you definitely should. It's free. It's a Facebook group where people share photos. So I would love to see pictures of what you do if you do this project over there. It's Dreamy space DIY. That's how you'd find it. Just type that in the search bar on Facebook. It'll take you there. Be sure to answer the questions. And if you answer the questions, my admin will admit you, and you can get a cup of coffee, a Diet Coke, a glass of wine, whatever floats your boat, and sit down and scroll through the photos. There are a million, well, not a million, but there are a lot of ideas there. And I think the people who are in this group are so creative. You'll get tons of ideas. So I'd love to have you join me over there. All right, well, I have talked long enough. Hope you like this craft. I'd love to see you tomorrow. So come back, do this, or say something to me in the comments, and look to see if you've liked and followed this page, which is DIY Dreaming. And if you do all those things, maybe, just maybe, Facebook will serve you what I'm doing tomorrow. But we'll do something fun tomorrow. We do fun things. We mix it up here all the time. We do fun things every day. All right. Have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for joining me for this adorable project.